Tahniah! Secara langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Secara langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. And a very good afternoon to everyone. Okay, welcome to Pusat Tuisyen Academy YouTuber, a joint venture with e-didik Malaysia and Kelab Guru Malaysia. Bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Before we proceed, let's start our session with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatihah. And for the non-Muslims, please recite your prayers according to your religion. Amin, amin. So, how is everyone doing today? Is everyone ready and eager to start our class? If you are ready, all of you are awesome and amazing. But before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Cikgu Zana, your moderator for today. And together with me in this conti is our control host, Teacher Eileen. Teacher Eileen. Our observer, Madam Rosmaya. Madam Rosmaya. And of course, our important person for today, our presenter, Teacher Emily Lim Yang Im, aka Teacher Im from College Tingkatan 6 Tapah. For your information, students, we are now live on 3 channels, namely Teacher Im, Teacher Eileen, and Cikgu Zana. So please do subscribe to our channels as a sign of support to the teachers here, especially to Teacher Im for her hard work in preparing today's lesson. As usual, the lesson will last approximately about 1 hour. So please, students, follow the class up until the end and give your full cooperation in making this class a lively one. Please take note, the certificate link will be given at the end of this session. Besides this, don't forget to claim your credit for today's live class. Collect the credit to redeem the amazing prizes in store. So rugi ya kalau tak claim. The link to claim the credit and the presenter username will also be given at the end of the class. However, students, I would like to remind you, please be alert as the 4-digit code to claim your credit will be announced 1 digit at a time during the live class. So get ready with your pen and paper. I would also like to remind students to use appropriate language and also profile picture, if possible, your own picture, if you wish to post comments on the chat box. I'm pretty sure all of you are excellent students who uphold a positive classroom environment. Okay, students, stay focused. And if you have any questions, please write on the chat box and Teacher Im will try to provide you with the answers. So without further ado, let's welcome Teacher Im.
Hi everyone. Well. Come back and it's time to study maths again. So for our class today, I'm going to start the class. Okay, I'm going to start the class with this.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday birthday to
Birthday to
you.
you.
Yay! You imagine it has been one fine year. One fine,
Yes.
beautiful year of Academy YouTubing.
YouTuber.
Oh my God. I could not imagine this happening. It has been a wonderful 1 year for IU. Okay, our Academy YouTuber, where we have teachers which have been working so hard to help you score. Okay, to help you score. Well. Just look at the what we have. So in Academy YouTuber, we have a lot of teachers and here is our combination playlist and also our maths playlist and also playlist from other subjects. We have Cikgu Rosmaya at the bottom there. Cikgu Rosmaya, she is our physics teacher. She is a wonderful physics teacher and you should go and check her out. Okay, she teach Stpm for how many years, Cikgu Rosmaya? Can I
28,
hear you?
28 years. 28 years.
28 years, you imagine that?
Wow.
All of us are experienced teachers. I can tell you all, none of us, in fact, Cikgu Zana here is a retired mathematics teacher. You imagine, she's still here with us. And Cikgu Aileen, how many years you can tell us?
27.
Look at that, 27. I started 1994. You count yourself. You count yourself. Too old already. 1994. I don't want to count already. It's too old. So we are all experienced teacher in IU trying to help you score. Okay. We also have chemistry. And of course, our mathematics group. Right, today, okay, after celebrating the birthday, let's learn rates of change. Okay, now what exactly is a rate of change? If you read my PDF already, I have written in the PDF some steps. Okay, if you have not got my PDF later after the class, I already pinned the PDF on the chat box. So you can look at the chat box on top there. It's a pinned message. The link is there and it is also in the description box. So you can also check it there. Okay, so rate of change are referring to a rate, okay, or something when there is a change in that element with respect to time. So if I have dx over dt like this, which means dx refers to the change of the variable which are studied. So we have to know what variable are studied in our calculation. So we have to find that variable. And then we have dt, okay? dt refers to the change of time. So whatever we are doing here, you have to remember, we are always referring to time, okay? We are always referring to time. Okay, so we have 4 steps, actually 5, but one of the steps, Cikgu Aileen last week in her class, optimization, she already mentioned, whenever you want to do questions which involve problems, we have to sketch, okay? That was mentioned in her class last week. So who did not join the class yet, and you should go ahead and click on the link which is inside any of our channel, because last week we also in 3 channel. So the link is there. So the reason we do this is because we want you to be able to easy to find us. If not, you all find it so hard to find us. Okay, before I continue this, the first code for today is 9. The first code for today is 9. Okay, all right. So I continue. So we need to collect information from all our details. So about the same like optimization last week. Last week optimization is about the same, but in this we talk about the variables. Okay, it is very important to label what's the variable that we are going to use. So next thing is we need to find what we know. Later I will show you step by step to it. Don't worry. Then we need to know what is needed in the question. And finally, we take all the information, we mash them together with the correct formulas or equation. Then voila, siap. Sound easy, right? Mathematics, mana pernah susah? It is always super easy. Remember that. It is all in your mind. If you feel mathematics is easy, then it is super, super easy. Okay? Let me show you how easy is it. Okay? Now, just now I talked about the variables. So the variables comes in keywords, all right? They don't give you direct things, they give you keywords. So let us just dissect some of the keywords, all right? We need to know whether the variables or the details that they gave you are positive values or negative values. So when we read the question, okay, let's do this together, yeah? Don't wait for me to put out the answer. Let's say if in this question, I say a length of L of a length L of elastic is stretch at the rate of 0.5 cm per second. All right, if I mention in that word, right, stretch. So do you think the word meant that variable that they gave you is a positive variable or a negative variable? Try. Just very easy only. You just type plus, or you type minus. Okay, you type plus or you type minus, then you tell me, is it a positive variable or a negative variable? Try and see. That's easy. Come on, just keep plus or minus.
Come on, student.
Anybody?
Just either a plus or
Stretch.
minus.
The keywords here is stretch. Okay.
How
Like and tell. Yay! He's the one of the super favorite senior.
Yeah.
Okay, senior. Okay, yes. Very good. It's a plus because they mentioned stretch. Okay, stretch. Even it is stretch means it's getting longer and longer. So we will write the variable as dl over dt because at rate, the word rate here means they are telling us that it is d over dt, dl over dt. So we have 0.5 centimeter per second. Very good. So let's look at the second word here. Water is leaking from a tank at the rate of 4 centimeter cube per second. 4 centimeter cube per second. The word, what is the keyword? And what is the symbol? Is it a positive one or a negative one? Come on, tell me.
Leaking.
Jan said, I agree to the positive value. Yeah, good, great. Right, so second one, what is it? Come on, tell me. Water is leaking from a tank. Leaking.
Yes,
So the keyword
negative.
is good. Okay, so the keyword is leaking and it is telling you it is a negative value. So we are going to write because we don't have any, and this we don't have, look at this one now, we don't have any variable. We don't have any variable showing us. So you look at the unit that they give in the question. Okay, you look at the unit that they gave in the question. That unit is centimeter cube. So centimeter cube represent volume. Okay, so we will write there dv over dt equals to negative because they mentioned in the keyword is leaking. Leaking means it's getting less and less. So we say it is minus 4 centimeter cube. Cool. Number 3, let's look at this one. How about this one? Sometimes the unit that they gave you also give us the keyword on what element or what variable they give. So you have to make sure you know that. All right, so number 3, what's that? Is it a plus, positive, or a minus? And what is the keyword? Tell me. Come on. Let's tell me. What's the keyword? Anybody?
Something, yes, Mandy.
Spreading. Okay, the word is spreading. So spreading are giving you, yes, Yes, a wonderful mailing. Mandy, good. Everybody, good. Okay, Kasing,
Yes.
good. Kok Wai Lai, good. Okay, very good. So the keyword is spreading. Okay, and then the thing is a positive value. The unit tell us that the variable given is a spreading. That variable, the variable that they're giving us is what symbol? What is it? What variable is this? The spreading word is not the variable. It's the keywords only to know whether it is a positive value or a negative value. So the variable means the element that we are going to calculate here is what? Come on. So we know that spreading means it's positive, or everybody is already got it correct. Everybody got it correct already. Now is I want to know, because here the variable is L given in the question. The second one, I told you the variable is V. It is given the keyword centimeter cube. So the third one, what's the variable? When they say spreading at the rate of 5 meters squared per second. So the keyword to that is what? Area. Yes, very good. Chen Hui Chu. Very good. So they are giving you that it is, yes, very good. Even Go Wen Jian got it right. It is dA over dt 5 meters squared per second. It is positive. Okay, it is positive. So those are variables. Okay, let's try the last one before we attack the question. Okay, because I know you all got 6 questions to, I need to discuss 6 questions. So I want to go these 2. Okay, the keyword is melted. I put in the keyword for you already. Melted. So what is it melted? Go to positive or negative? And then what's the variable? Come on, you can do this. Because from the unit that they give you, you will know the variable that they want. And then melted, mailing, good, mailing, good. All right, mailing say melted is the keyword. The values will be negative because it's melted. And then she used what's her variable? The variable is L. Okay, you can use L, you can use anything, because they gave you the key is the unit is centimeter, means it's an element. Okay, it's an element. It can be X, it can be Y, right? So melted means it is minus. So I use back the element L since I have a L up there. So the element is L. So our first job is to see the keywords and knowing whether the element that we have is a positive value or a negative value. That's wonderful. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. All right. So next thing. Okay, let's check out the question. Right. So now, this question, a spherical balloon. Of course, you have to know the names also. Spherical balloon is filled with air. So the keywords is there already. We can see the keywords from just now. We learned already. Okay, you all learned and you all did it right. You are wonderful students. You know the keywords is filled with air at the constant rate of 200 centimeter cube per second. All right, so inside your brain, you already can detect the keywords. You can know already what's the variable. Then calculate the rate at which the radius is increasing. So now our first job is to find the suitable variable. So we have there the keyword centimeter cube. And then we have the word radius. So inside the exam the time, whenever they don't give us any symbol, okay, whenever they don't give us any symbol, we have to represent the symbol. Cikgu Eileen last week, she mentioned already in her optimization question that whenever the variable are not given in the question, we need to let it be something. So just from here, we know it's centimeter cube. That's the first variable. And then secondly, we know it's a radius. So I represent it with R. So we tell the lecturer, we tell the pemeriksa what are the variables we are using. Okay, second one, find what we know. Okay, find what we know. So we check out what do we know about the question. So we know that it's filled with a volume of 200 centimeter cube per second. And the R that they gave is 10 cm. So we write down what is given. So once we write down what is given already, what is needed in the question? We need to know what they want. Okay, if not, we don't know which formula we need to apply to that question. So what they want the rate at which the radius is increasing. Okay, the rate where the radius is increasing. So rate at which the radius means d r over dt. Okay, means it's dr over dt. So we will need to know what are the elements that we need to find from dr over dt. So how to do that? Most of the time, I will tell the students to just write in dr over something, we don't know yet, times dt at the bottom. We separate the whatever needed to 2, and then we see match the details with the correct equation. Okay, so now we have dr over dt because it's asked in the question. So what are the variables that we need to fill in this 2 empty space? So that we need to know. So I'm going to fill it with what I have because I have dr over dt, no problem. And I have another variable which is dv. So I will fill that with dv matching with the equation, whatever element that they gave you there. Okay? Following, right? Are you all okay? Everybody doing so far so good? Okay, now that we know that dv over dt, so what is the volume? What are the volumes that we need? So if you look at that question there, they say spherical balloon. So the volume that we are kicking up this time is a balloon. There, my purple balloon is up. So it is a balloon. So a balloon, you have to know what's the shape, right? So of course, they already mentioned is a spherical balloon. So we know that it is going to be 4 over 3 pi r cube. That is the formula that we are going to use. So once we got the formula already, we will follow whatever Cikgu Aileen teach us last week. Okay, we will set in the dv over dr. Okay, so I will differentiate 4 over 3 pi r cube. We differentiate it properly, and then we get the answer 4 pi r. So that's what we prepare everything. Okay, now we are going to put everything and match up all the details that we have to create our answer. Okay, so let's move on to the answer, the final touch. Okay, so we have dv over dr is 4 pi r squared, and we have the 4 pi r, we want our dv over dr, so follow our formula that we have here, dr over dv and dv over dt. Dv over dt we already have. We need dr over dv, so what we are using is when r equals to 10 here, I put it in and I got 400 pi. So my dv over dr over dt, dr over dt, I can actually put in the details and answer the question. Okay, it's very, very important, like optimization, it's very, very important to finish the question with the correct unit. Even if you don't have time to answer the final touch of the question. Okay, so dv over dr, you say dr over dt, you say is 1 over 2 pi centimeter per second. That is finishing. If you have time, please answer the full question. For example, you answer, calculate the rate of at which the radius is increasing. So you will answer, the radius is increasing at 1 over 2 pi centimeter per second. You can answer the full question to get your final A1. Okay, to get your final A1. All right, so that is how we answer the question given in the following the steps that I gave you. Okay, Nice? All right. So if understand, please type in understand so that I'm not talking to myself alone. Okay. So please tell me if you understand. If I'm too fast, please stop me because my target was the 3 question behind. One, 3 main question. This 2, 3 question in front is for me to refresh what you already learned. Actually, something that you already learned in and your teacher should have taught you, okay? Because our academy YouTuber, we are a few steps behind your teacher because your teacher sees you every day. We see you 1 week once only. All right, let's look at this one. The side of a metal cube X increase at 9.9 cm at the constant rate. So find the variable. What are the variables that we are talking about? Can anybody please tell me? If you're okay, then tell me what are the variables. There are a few that is given to you already inside the question, and there are some that are not given inside the question. Means the variable X is given, that is the side of the metal cube, right? That is given inside the question, but there is also variables which are not given. For example, volume. Okay, so to start with, what we are going to do is we're going to let the volume first because volume is not given. The variable volume was not given inside the question. So thank you, Zanas, for understanding. Love you. All right. Okay, so volume is something that is not given. So we have to let it be, let V become the volume because we want to use the symbol V. And then we also have X, so it is given inside the question, so we don't need to write let X become the side of the cube, so we don't need to do so. So we know X, we know V, all right? And then we know some of the details. What we know? What are the details we know? So the details that we know is 9.9, that is the side. And then we also know that the rate of it increasing is 0.05. Okay, second thing. So now, that is the original because X is increasing from, that is the keyword there, from 9.9 cm. So that is the original of the metal cube. So this metal cube are heated. So heated means, is it going bigger or is it going smaller? Is the metal cube, when you heat up the metal cube, it is going bigger or is it going smaller? So you have to decide. And once you decide, then you write the dx dt. Actually, I already got it there. Okay, so you will know that if they say it is heated, means it is actually getting bigger. So it is going to be positive. Okay, it is going to be positive. So those are keywords that you need. Okay, yes, good. M17. Very good. It is getting bigger. So it has to be positive. Okay, what is needed in the question? Inside the question, they wanted the volume, the rate in which the volume is increasing. Okay, the rate in which the volume is increasing. So we want dV over dt, and then add. They gave you a time where t is equals to 20. So the time is given to you. Okay, so now we are going to prepare. So what is the formula that we are going to use? Okay, the formula is we need to know what is the shape that they gave you. So the shape that they gave you is a metal cube. That's my metal cube. So metal cube. Cube means all the sides are the same. So the volume of this metal cube is super easy. So the volume of this metal cube should be x power of 3. Simple as so, because x. So the volume for this metal cube is x power of 3. Super easy. So the next thing that we are going to do is we just differentiate this. We just differentiate this, dv over dx, we get 3x squared. Super easy. This sounds like Form 5, you say. Yes, it sounds like Form 5 until you decide. What is the x? Until you want to decide what is the x, then it becomes Form 6 level already. Okay? because the x that you are using here is not like form 5. Form 5, you can just take the x that they give you and plug it in and then you get your answer. Question number 1, yes, because I want to like start up the question for you from the basic. So I put question number 1, the x is something that given. But in question number 2, the x is not given. So if the x is not given, you need to make sure you know what is the x. So read the question carefully. Okay, read the question carefully and see what is the x. Okay, I'm going to go on. After finish this, we are going for advertisement, right? So we have the x is, okay, the x will be this value. Why this value? Because they say it is increasing at the rate of 0.005 mean centimeter per second. But how many seconds we have? We actually have 20 seconds. So we have to take the rate, multiply with the 20 seconds, and then we add to the original. So that is the new x because the volume wanted is during the t equals to 20. All right. So that is actually our new x. So that is the kick in form 6. They add up by giving you an unknown value. Later we see the question that I prepared for you in the PDF. Some of them we need to find the volume or the values ourselves. So like this question, we need to find because they give you the keyword. You need to apply. Then you take the answer, you put inside your dv over dx, you get 300. Don't need to care about the unit yet because that's not the final answer yet. Okay, so then we want to fill in. So what's the element that we have? So if you look through the details that we have x, dx. So we put in dx. And then we see what we have. dv over dx is 100. dv over dx, yes, tick, you have this. And then dx over dt, yes, you have that also. So you put all of them together and voila, the answer is out. So you can answer this question in full by answering the rate in which the volume is increasing is 1.5 centimeter cube per second. You can finish up the final touch of the question. Yeah, somebody put an X there. Very good. Okay, hello. Okay, so the second quote for today is 7. Bye. See you later. Let's do the advertisement first.
Okay, yes, advertisement.
Berita baik untuk semua. Kini Akademi YouTuber memperkenalkan sistem mata ganjaran kredit AYU untuk dikumpul. Jom ikuti kelas tuition live AYU untuk mengumpul kredit AYU dan berpeluang menebus hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Hadiah bernilai lebih RM10,000 disediakan secara percuma untuk pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Apa tunggu lagi? Tebus ganjaran hebat ini sekarang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com untuk maklumat lanjut.
Hey, welcome back. Alright, so we are back into our channel. Now, this question got a lot of details. Sometimes I do tell the students, whenever you have questions which are super long, it is actually wonderful because when you have long question, you have lots of details. When you have short question, the details are limited. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. What are the variables that we have? I'm not going to go one by one. So what's the variable? So we have to read and then we have to understand. This is the form, a rostrum of a cone. A rostrum, maybe you say, yo teacher, what's rostrum? What is that word? Okay, so that's the rostrum. Rostrum means we got the cone, we actually cut the cone and then there is some kind of vessel like that, okay, for the cone. Right, so we actually cut the cone. So if you read inside this question, they were telling you about the vessel. Vessel means the container lah, okay, the container. So with a semi-vertical angle. So once we get the rastrum, means we have the idea what's the story about with the diagram. Okay, so what we are going to get is the cutting of the diagram. Like Cikgu Aileen teach you last week, we need to know the perfect cutting. So here, they told you that from the cutting of the rastrum, there is a 45 semi-vertical angle of 45 degree. So you have a semi-vertical angle of 45 degree. Then you have the details. Okay, you have to have the details, and the details should be this one. This is Form 3 details where you have 45 means that this side and this side are both the same. Okay, both sides of the triangle are the same. Okay, both sides of the triangle are the same. Therefore, we say H equals to R. So although here is R and H, we still don't know what values because you don't see any values here. Suddenly, they give you some ABCs and then ask you to calculate things. Apa? You ingat kita magic ah? No. They give you the details by giving small clues like this. Okay, so they are giving you small clues like this to do our question. So this is Form 3, very Form 3, okay? We have 45, so these two length is the same, so H and R is the same value, okay? The keywords are all there to do the question. All right, so I have got the diagram all set up for you. Then you say the bottom of the circle of the vessel has a hole. So you imagine something is cut from the hole there, right? The circle of the vessel has a hole. So you imagine something is cut out from there, okay? Water flows from the hole at the velocity of this. Okay, they gave you a velocity where the water flows out from the hole. Okay, velocity where the water flows out. Okay, so now, no centimeter cube. So this time we are not actually talking about the volume of the water. We are talking about the speed of the water. All right, the speed of the water. All right, so those are the details. So I just transfer the diagram. Okay, I just transfer. If you have didn't copy down the diagram, I have it there. All right, repeating in the picture. Don't worry. You can screenshot the thing. All right. If you don't want to repeat to see the whole video, you can just screenshot and do the maths afterwards. All right. Okay, I'm not going to read that. So I just type it because inside the question, if you notice, okay, let me show you the question again. Inside the question, not even one of the element, but the element is given. None. They just give us R there. Okay, they just give us R and they give you a bunch of ABC, but they don't give you anything else. So you have to write everything. So you have to tell the people, okay, the volume of water is this one, the height of the cone is this one, the height of the cone where the water is this one, the radius of the cone, so sorry, but you have to write it, okay? So, but all the details you can copy from the question. You just recopy it fast only. If anybody want to ask me, teacher, this one got marks or not? Anybody? Got anybody ask or not? Because my student love to ask me, teacher, write this one got marks. Okay, now let me tell you, you write this one, they don't give you marks. Okay, so sad to say, but if you don't write this one, they will minus you 1 mark. Why? Because they don't know what is your H, what is your H1, what is your R, what is it. Okay? But some pemeriksa, they are very lenient. As long as you label it in the picture, they accept. But some are not. They are very particular because this is actually the first step. Telling people what is your variable actually is the first one. Okay, but for this question, because the variable, there is so many of them, some of these pemeriksa, they will be very lenient as long as you label in the picture, then okay. But if you have only 2 variable or 1 variable, you don't write memang potong marka. Remember that. All right. So I purposely put this question in because there is a lot of variables you need to mention. And if you don't mention, they will minus mark. But for this exceptional question, which has a lot of them, if you label them nicely inside the picture, they might be lenient and not minus you marks. Remember that. Okay, that's my purpose of this question. Okay, the variables is tremendous. All right, let's go for the question part by part. Water flows from the hole with the velocity, blah, blah, blah. And then I want to find the rate in centimeter cube in which the water flows from the vessel. Okay, so now I don't have this. So the let V centimeter is the velocity of the water is stated inside the question, velocity. Right, so I will write there the velocity will be C square root 2GH given inside the question. We just copy it down only the value, the variable was not labeled, so we just tell them that's the variable. Then we have to know our data. Okay, we have to know our formula. So dV over dt, okay, the rate in which the volume of water flow out is the area across minus the section of the hole, multiply with the velocity of flow of the water. Right, this type of question is very pro to physics students. Okay, then bio student will complain, teacher, what is this? What is this? But actually, you just use your logic. The area of the cross section of the hole means the cross section is the green color part over here, okay, times the velocity. That will be the amount of water flowing out. Okay, so what we do is we will try to calculate the water flow, pi r squared. This is actually our formula that we are going to calculate. Area across. So the area, you remember, the area of the cone is actually in a circle form. So the area across multiply with the velocity of the water flow that is given inside the question. Okay, it's given inside the question. So we set it in. Looks very simple, right? Pi r squared times whatever given. Sudah siap. That is question A. It looks so complicated, but if you understand what is the concept, means the area, the velocity, the volume, dV, dt is actually how big is the area times the power flowing in, the velocity flowing in, the water flowing in. So you get that answer. dV over dt is pi r squared, means the area of circle times the V that they gave you. Okay? Complicated question, but simple working only. Fun, right? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, next part of the question, they say, find the rate in which H is increasing. So, I just bring out the details only. So, this is the rate in which H is increasing. So, that is our H there. So, that is all the details. Actually, all the details, these two details here, I just get from the diagram. So H is the height of water. So the height of water is actually the big H minus the small h over here. Okay, means the height of water flowing out. Okay, so I will get my H1. Then from the diagram also, I can know another thing. Because this whole thing is R. So R minus the small r is actually my H, is actually the same value. Because this, remember, 45 degrees. So a lot of the element can be used from the diagram. Okay, once you get everything already, okay, the volume of the cone. This one, you learned already in your Form 3. The volume of the cone is 1 over 3 pi RH. So we will put everything together. So the volume of water times the volume of the big one minus the volume of this part here, RH1, will be the volume of water left in the cone. So what we are going to do is I'm going to drop in all the details that I create just now. And then I will change the H1 here with this detail. And then I'm going to know, we know that R equals to H already. So the place for R and this H, I'm going to change with the capital letter R. Okay. Next one is I'm going to use this r over here and this small r over here, and I'm going to mash up everything. So all this r squared, r power of 3, r squared times r, I got r power of 3. So this capital letter R, I change with this one. And then over here, r minus capital letter R minus H is the small r. So I change. So now I left with only 2 elements inside my question. That is the capital letter, the small letter R and the small letter H. All right, so I'm going to arrange my question nicely. The small letter R and the small letter H arranged nicely. So that's my answer. Find the rate in which H is increasing. That is only my volume. Okay, because I want to do the H over dt, I need to know the volume first. Okay, it has to have something that you can differentiate. Okay, we have to have something that we can differentiate, and the only something that we can use is volume over here. So I'm going for the volume, right? Are you all okay? It's like silent for a long time already. If you're okay, please give me a thumbs up there so that I know you all are okay. Right, so over here, because everybody's silent already, like very stressed
no,
already
Teacher
there.
Im.
Don't get stressed. It's going to be wonderful. Don't worry. I got your back. We got your back. All teachers got your back. Okay, you don't understand, you just ask. All right, so now
To
I
make
just
sure they are
expand.
alert,
Whatever
Teacher Im.
yes?
To make sure that they are alert, give them the third code.
Yes, the
To
third
make sure
code.
they
The
are
third
alert.
code is 3. The third code is 3. Thank you, Cikgu Zana. The third code is 3. Okay, so you got the first code, second code, third code is 3. All right, I just expand the values and then I will differentiate, because once I expand already, it's going to be easy to differentiate. So I can differentiate it. Okay, I can differentiate it. Once I differentiate it, I can simplify it, and then I get my dv over dh. Okay, so I simplify and I factorize. Here I just factorize it. Okay, so now I got my dv over dh already. Well, the question did not ask for dv over dh. The question asked for dh over dt. Okay, so the question asked for dh over dt. So what's the element we have? Because now we have what? We have this one, dv over dt, and we have dv over dh. Okay, so those are the elements that we have. So we will put all the elements together, and then ta-da! Big question come out, the answer all in ABC form. Welcome to Form 6. These are Form 6 questions, okay? A lot of ABC. When you play with numbers, it looks easy. When we play with ABC, it looks kind of complicated. But that's why in Form 6, it's very important to get all the variables, all the x, y, z, h, y, h, r, everything plot up nicely. That's why it is important, okay? Because in Form 6, you might get question which doesn't come with number. That's why all the ABC are important. Okay, all the variables are important. So now that we have your dh over dv and dv over dt multiplied together, you just arrange them together. So basically, it's all things that you can do if it comes in numbers, but when it comes in ABC, it looks more complicated only. Okay, so don't worry about it. You just go through this one again. You will understand this fine. Is everybody okay? If okay, please tell me okay. If not, please repeat to watch. I cannot repeat the question, so you have to repeat watching it a few times to understand fully. Okay? Are you all okay? Somebody please respond. I'm getting worried. Is everybody good? Please tell me. Are you okay? Can you understand? Can or not? Very good. Thank you, Mei-Ling. All right, let's go for the next question. Okay, this is Stpm question. Woo, big question. This is 2015 question. okay, for rate of change. All right, very good. Everybody is okay. I'm so relieved. I start to worry already because nobody write anything on the chat box. So I worry if you cannot follow. Okay, if you can follow, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button if you are willing to. All right. So be generous. Hit the like button. It is actually our motivation. Right. The water. This is a STPM question. So I'm going to dissect this question for you. All right, carefully, and then we will see. You see, according to the question, okay, let me show you. You have a lot of unknown again, right? And the question come with a lot of details. So I'm going to take the picture and I'm going to cut it into things that we can easily understand. So I took the picture, I just slice it on, and then I take out the details and I sketch another one. So during exam time, even if the question gave you some details, you don't take it as full. Okay, you don't take it as full. You take it and you sketch a simpler one because this picture here is super complicated. Right, it's super complicated. So you get very confused when you look at it. So just slice it and make sure it becomes something simple, and then we will go on. Right square base pyramid. So we confirm this is a right square base pyramid. Okay. So we are going to show that the volume of water is that. So when we get that, we need to know the volume of a square base pyramid. So that is the water tank. That is the water tank because down here is actually cut away. If you follow the question, if you read the PDF question that I gave you, down there is actually cut away. So the place that you see they gave in the picture also dot, which is not solid dots, so not solid line. So which means down there in the lower part here is already cut off. So the water place, the place that they have water is this yellow part over here. Okay, this part here. But of course, the blue part here is where the water is. The top there is empty. Okay, if you read the question nicely. So let's get the variable out first. The variable, the base of the water tank is X, okay? And Y is the surface of the water tank. So that is the surface in the water. That's the Y. So I prepare the variable nicely first. Then I move on to the question. Always take the picture, dissect it nicely, prepare your variables, okay? So let's move on. I move on. So those orange part over there is actually empty. This greenish part over here is actually where the water is. You see, if in the exam question, you will notice that the part they put some kind of a lot of dotted down line and stall it there. Those are the parts where the water is. Okay, so I just mark it clearly so that we can know what's happening. Then where I want to use to calculate things is that part over there. It is like a cone, okay? But it is a square cone, right? Square base pyramid. So it is a square one over there. So that is the part that we are going to use most of it to answer our question. Okay, so this is a STPM question. Thank you, MPM, for giving us such beautiful question to do. The students on 2015, if you are listening, please enjoy it. Okay, that is your answer that you are supposed to have. Okay, so that I have there is the volume of the square pyramid. Okay, the volume of the square pyramid. A is the base H and H is the height. So remember, this is a square pyramid. So I will prepare the volume of water. So the volume of water is this red color part here. Okay, so the base is Y, and then I will minus with the small one over here. So the base is X. So X squared times H. But over here, I have H plus 6. You can understand why H plus 6, right? H plus 6 is this part over here. I already marked nicely for you. H plus 6 means that's the height of the whole red triangle minus the one at the bottom there. Okay, that is the one cut off. Okay, the one cut off is the one we minus. All right, so from the diagram, we already set in our formulas. Once we set in already, we know we use what teacher Eileen taught you last week, the ratio. So x over 6 equals to 12 over 15. We try to get rid of some of the variables because you have x here, you got y here, you got h here. You differentiate, you only can differentiate with two variables. When you have extra, you try to get rid. So if I look at my question here, I notice I want h. So I need to get rid of x and y. So that's what I'm doing now. So I will do for the same ratio thing for my y. So this y over h plus 6, that is the total red color triangle, equals to the x is here and over the small part over here. So I prepare my y. So now I have my x and my y. I'm going to throw it inside here. Okay, I'm going to prepare nicely my y. Okay, I prepare my x together first. So I will shrink it further down and then I get my y. Okay, I shrink it so that it's easier. When you put it into the main formula, you don't get like one whole bunch of things. Okay, you don't get one whole bunch of things, but some parts that you can use. Okay, now that I'm done with my x and y, I'm going to transfer this thing. Okay, I'm going to transfer all this into the question. So I prepare all this at the side, means I don't want you all to get confused. So I prepare that. That one over here is something I calculate from just now. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it all in. So the volume of water now is the y squared. So y is this one, so I pull all in. Then copy h plus 6, so I set it in nicely, h plus 6. Then I have my x squared, so x is 24 over 5. I don't care about the number, yes, I just put it in first. Okay, don't simplify or anything, just leave it there. If you can simplify, you simplify, okay? But like this, the ratio, no need to simplify, so I will put it there. Okay, so next thing is I will get something like this. Okay, I will get something like this, and I will create the answer. Okay, I will create the answer. I expand this. Okay, then teacher power of 3, teacher power of 3. Use your binomial expansion where you learn from your SEM 1, or you can do like 2 brackets, x squared, expand, and then multiply in the x plus 6 again. Okay, you got 2 methods to do so. X power of 3, you use binomial expansion, or you use the expansion on the other, the normal expansion. X squared first, then multiply x plus 6 in. Okay, so you can get that, and then minus 216, get it ready, and then you will get your part A. Right, so, and then write shown. Okay, no problem? All right. If no problem, I move on. It looks like the time is running out from me for the 2 questions. Never mind, don't worry. Videos will be out for the other 2 questions. So you can check out the video later on. Okay? Don't worry. I got you covered. Find the rate in which the depth is increasing at the moment where the depth of water is 3 cm. Okay, so rate in which the depth is increasing. So I have details, okay, the HDT. So we have this one, means this water is actually increasing, okay, because water are flowing in, remember, increasing, okay, flowing in. So we need our DHDT, so we prepare first. So what's the element that we already have? So the element that we already have is our V, and then we put in our H is equals to 3. This question given to you very clear. So you just put in the 3 and then you get your dV over dH ready. Don't touch it first. Okay. Keywords. Water is pumped into the tank. Okay. So these are the rate of the keywords which are given to you inside the question. Water is pumped into the tank. So we actually know that those are the values that we want. So we actually put in the value first. Okay, so dV over dt, we have it already, right? We have the details and we put in the values for us to see. Ta-da! dH over dt is out. Right? So you don't get worried when you get long, big question. You just need to make sure that the question you dissect part by part. Right? You dissect the question part by part. Don't worry about it. Okay? So, oops. Sorry. Let's check out part C. Part C is calculate the time taken to fill up the tank. So you will notice that this part here, this tank is filled up. So the water is going to go up, right? The water is going to go up. So you are filling up the tank. Okay. So we have our volume there. We have our details there. So what we are going to do is we apply what we have into the question. Okay, we apply what we have into the question and then slowly we calculate. Okay, slowly we calculate and then time to fill up the tank, we will need some details. Okay, so those are the volume. They gave you the details of the time. Okay, you put them together, then you calculate. So that you can, because inside this question, it is not mentioned whether you want it in minute form or you want it in hours form. So you can put it in minute form. Actually, it's not wrong because the question did not mention to the nearest minute or to the nearest hour. So if you leave your answer in minute, they cannot penalize you. But if you change it into hours, make sure 4 significant value and the units must be there. Okay, 4 significant value. So it's inside this question is 3 marks. So if you leave your answer in minute, it's still okay. But if you change to hours, it's also okay. No problem. But make sure your answer is 4 significant value and you can try to answer the question. The time taken to fill up the empty tank is 2021.76 minutes, or you do what you see. Most of the time I would like, because I don't want to do the final conclusion in the question, I already write time taken to fill up the tank. Okay, time taken to fill up the tank equals to my calculation, then my answer got unit. So the Pemeriksa cannot penalize your question, any of your marks, because every details is labeled nicely. Okay, so that's 4 questions. I got 2 more questions inside my paper, I know. So I'm going to make video for that whenever I'm free. So it will be soon, don't worry. So you will try on the question first, since that you already learned this 4 questions from us. So the other 2, you just give it a try first, and then I will make video for it. That's all from me today. Enjoy. And I know you just got your result, and I don't know how was it. If it is a good result, please tell me inside the chat box. If it's not so good, improve. Don't worry about it. Okay, even if you get an F for your result, don't worry. Can we write 2 decimal places? No. In Stpm, okay, in Stpm, all answers are 4 significant value. Okay, so if you write 33.69 belum habis, so it's 70. 33.70, you have to write in 4 significant value. If possible, the decimal places actually counts. All right. So I was saying just now, if you get the F also, don't worry about it. You can still improve your marks. Okay, you can still improve your marks. You still have your KK. Don't go and give up on us. All right, don't give up on mathematics. You can actually still score A. Okay, and you can actually still pass your mathematics if you work hard, because you still can recite for the paper, and we are all here to help you. All right, the last code of today is 1. The last code for today is 1. So I hope all the links are in the chat box already. So bye.
Okay.
Okay,
We
so
have
you can
reached the
select
end
all the
of
links from the chat box.
Okay, we have reached the end of today's lesson. Okay, congratulations to those who have able to join our class from the beginning till the end. Congrats, okay, all of you are awesome. Again, students, once again, I would like to show your support to Teacher Im, to thank Teacher Im by clicking the subscribe button and activate the icon bell for further notification. Don't forget to click the like button too. Okay, if you have done that, please type done on the chat box. Okay, right. We are waiting for the certificate link to be posted on the chat box. Teacher Eileen. Okay, so once the certificate link and the link to claim the credits. Okay, thank you, Wai Chen, Lao, Dan. Okay, thank you. What about the rest? Have you say thank you to Teacher Im by subscribing to her?
I think all the links are not out yet. Have to give them the link.
Okay.
They are still waiting for the links.
That's like, okay, done. Fatin said done. Okay, thank
Okay,
you, Fatin.
the cert link is in. The credit link is in.
Yeah. Okay.
My username.
Username, please, so that they can claim the credit. Okay. Please take note, okay, that the certificate link will end half an hour after this live. So make sure you use EDD email only to log in, okay? And if you wish to get more information, please go to www.academyyoutuber.com. And for those who have not joined EDD Junior Telegram, please do so. Right, so once again, I would like to thank all of the wonderful students for joining today. Thank you for being our supporter, IU supporter. All of you are awesome, amazing. So feel free to share this free tuition class to your friends and teachers all over Malaysia. So don't forget to join our live class next week, Saturday at 5 p.m. And the lesson will be on curve sketching. Okay, so till we meet again, ingat hashtag bermula percuma selamanya percuma. Stay safe and be safe, students. Assalamualaikum and bye.
Berita baik untuk semua. Kini Akademi YouTuber memperkenalkan sistem mata gancaran kredit AYU untuk dikumpul. Jom ikuti kelas tuition live AYU untuk mengumpul kredit AYU dan berpeluang menebus hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Hadiah bernilai lebih RM10,000 disediakan secara percuma untuk pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Apa tunggu lagi? Tebus gancaran hebat ini sekarang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com untuk maklumat lanjut.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.